All right, welcome to this week's episode of the Obscurity of Maximum Security with Kara Phillip and, most importantly, Mike Johnson. What are we talking about this week?
Well, I got one more story, transfer writ story, but also some people, would like to know about safety issues when you take inmates out of the institution. Well, unless the inmate had like a court writ, which is a specific date at a specific time, and they always knew about their writs.
You're going to know about court dates.
Right. The other things like hospital appointments, things like that, they usually didn't know what date or time that was going to occur. But again, you're taking an inmate outside the institution. You've got two guards. If he's got friends out there and they want him, they're going to come for him. And that recently happened in the news.
It did. And that's why, why, some people might wonder why there's not a lot of communication with about days or what exactly is happening. And that's just all safety for everyone because recently in the news, an inmate went to a ER visit and on his way out, I don't know. I mean, he got away. His friends got him away. The COs were shot. And I don't know if he was found yet.
Yeah, they were moving him at 2 a.m.
2 a.m.
So obviously they were laying in wait.
Yeah, there was probably some communication about I'm going to go to the ER.
And usually they know what hospital an inmate's going to be taken to for an emergency. Like we used to take guys to the old Silver Cross, which was really close to Joliet prison.
Really close,
in those days. In the day. And this, of course, was before they moved out to New Lenox. So, that's all the inmates knew. That's where they would be going if they had an emergency. So, yeah, it's always a scary thing when you're taking a guy to court or somewhere. That's why funeral furloughs were so hard to get approved, was for that reason. It's easier place to ambush or lay in wait. It's like when we take guys to court, you pretty much pull right up to the building or inside of it, depending on where you're taking them. But of course, anything can happen to and from. You could get run off the road. Who knows? It's just endless possibilities of worst case scenarios.
Well, and and I think sometimes it's easy, now many years later, especially to say, some stories are funny, some stories are wacky, but, just like life is. But yeah, never to underestimate that it is a risky, serious situation every time, and it is always serious. So just that's my little plug for appreciation for security, appreciation for, why everything happens, how it happens, and safety always has to be at the forefront, for all of it. So just, our little talking about the news and, why it's so important and just, never forgetting why there's risk. That was scary hitting the deer because now there's risk. Not that somebody sent the deer out ahead of the bus or anything, but why you want to stay on the main roads, why you want to do all of these things just right so that you're ready.
Right.
That's why I was a little nervous when you started talking about this man ended up claiming the deer in the last episode.
Yeah, he just pulled up.
I was like, why is there somebody pulling up to you?
I'm wondering if he was contacted or if they had a list or I don't know, because that was fresh kill there.
If he was, he might have.
Yeah. And the state trooper helped them.
Well, get rid of it. Not get rid of it, but get it
they loaded
to
it
good
up
use.
The guy drove away.
I do.
With 40 inmates on the bus all yelling and screaming and swearing and everything.
We'll never know if he was called or not. But no, I was nervous in this story. I was like, you have guns and there are inmates and he is just pulling up. Anything can happen.
Yeah, they're all in the bus, all chained up and then we were posted front and back on and caused a gaper's delay on 55. We were by Towanda. You'll have to go back and see that episode.
I'd be so guilty of the Gaper's Block. I would be like, I got to see what is happening here. I would not be anyway.
And the bus had the front end smashed in, the windshield was smashed, and there's like all the fluids are leaking out.
I would normally am the person that says, don't stop and stare. I would be stopping and staring.
It's something you don't see
You don't see it every day.
But with that, I had one more story about a court writ. We took this guy to the Daily Center.
Okay.
And no, we didn't like park by the Picasso like in the Blues Brothers movie. Right? No,
opportunity missed. If you had your Polaroid, you could have lined it all up. So
we went around to the back, and I don't know what it's like now, but drive through down, like inside there almost.
Okay.
And I mentioned before, excuse me, some places would take the inmate from you, and some places you had to stay with them the whole time.
Yeah.
Either way, I was okay. Well, at the Daily Center, they took the guy from you.
Okay.
And so they took this guy from us, and hey, come back in a couple hours, And so they put him in their lockup, and then when it's time for him to go to court, they, took him to court.
Mm-hmm.
And, now they got video court.
Yes, they do.
Yeah. But anyway, so here we are, the Daily Center, conveniently located down the street on Randolph from Ronnie's Steak Palace.
Hey.
Back then, Ronnie's Steak Palace, you got a steak dinner for $4.99 with all the trimmings. Steak and eggs was $3.99.
Oh.
And while you're eating, they're showing a movie in there. I saw Top Gun in there. I don't know if they had VHS or beta, but we went in there, and got our steak dinner, sat down, and they were running Top Gun. It had just been released on VHS or whatever they had back then. And, so we ate our steak, watched Top Gun, and then we went back down, and they said, yeah, we're done with them. Loaded them up in the car, came back to Joliet.
What a delightful day. No, I think your stories of like when you get to drop them off are the best.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's the zoo, sometimes it's a steak dinner and a movie.
Yeah, Ronnie's, I think, is gone now. It was right next to the Oriental Theater.
Oh, I was going to say, we should probably go check out Ronnie's, but I guess we won't.
I think it's closed now. I'm not sure, but, this is 40 years ago.
They sold their steak dinners for $4.99.
$4.99.
They're closed now.
And steak and eggs, $3.99.
Oh, yeah, that would have been a fun little field trip. And we could have done a live from there.
Yep.
All right. Is this episode already?
I
think we're that quick this week.
It's, good place.
That's okay. We'll take our break. Thank you for joining us this week on the Obscurity of Maximum Security with Kara Phillip and most importantly, Mike Johnson. See you next week.
Bye.